My name is Cerine. I'm from Battersea.
Okay, so first of all, what was your social life like during the 1980s?
In the 1980s, I wasn't really here. I can only say a little bit of before, and that's like the bit of 1977. After that, I wasn't here. But during the process of from 1973 to 77, it wasn't easy for us. But we were kids. And I can remember a time when we used to get pocket monies and we used to run down to the corner shop to buy our sweets, and halfway on the journey we had teddy boys and teddy girls. And those people would see us, chase us down the road, even if we were kids. They would chase us. We would be running, screaming, some people running into other people's houses, just screaming just to get away from them. They had chains, they had knuckle busters, they had the full works. All we could do was run because we were kids. There was other times when I remember being with my bigger brothers and sisters. They were the ones always protecting me, getting me out of harm's way, getting me to safety before whatever riot was going on would go on. I don't have much of the racist thing was. It was a big thing in our days, but we were kids. We were mostly called gollywogs, somebody on the jam jar, something like that. But we ignored them, we got on with it, but it did hurt deep down inside.
So you weren't here during the 80s?
No, I heard about it, but as I said, I wasn't around in the 80s.
Okay. So I'm guessing you moved away from London?
Yeah, moved out of London, yeah.
Okay. Let's see. So moving away from living with your parents, what was that like?
I mean, it wasn't moving away from my parents, it was moving away with my parents.
Okay.
Yeah, so...
And what was that like?
Well, with the parents, and we moved away because we went back to Jamaica.
Yeah.
So it was a different life of living. You felt, I mean, nowhere safe, but you felt a bit safer. You could walk on the street, you wouldn't get racism thrown in your face and stuff like that. It was different, safer.
So when you came back to London, what was the change in how?
The change, yeah, because I mean, it was about nearly 15, 17 years after. So it coming back and not seeing certain things, it's the big change was like getting hard to adapt to. It was a bit hard to adapt to because it's where I left it was in the 70s and I've come back in the early 90s, late 80s. So it was a bit weird and different, and people were more up in your face, didn't care how you feel, what was your opinion, nothing. So yeah.
So having heard about the riots and then come back to after?
Yeah, came after we came back, yeah. I mean, you heard it on the news and stuff like that, but you didn't get the great portion as if you was in London or in England. You just got little minor bits, yeah, big riot in Brixton, da-da-da. That was about it, really. But coming back and hearing it from the horse's mouth or somebody who's experienced the fullness of it, yeah, it was a shocker.
So, yeah, because we've been talking about the impact and the change that the riots had at the time.
Yeah.
Did you see any of that?
No, I didn't see any of it. Whatever I've heard is since I've come back.
Okay.
Yeah.
So for you it was the same before and after the riots?
Yeah, because I wasn't here, yeah.
Yeah.
Just out of curiosity, where were you living before you went to Jamaica?
Battersea.
Battersea.
Battersea, York Road. Yeah, that's where all our teddy boys used to live. And girls.
Okay, so I'm guessing when you came back, this would have been, what was it like finding work in London?
It was quite hard if you, like Peter said, if you didn't have your contacts or had one leg through the door with someone, it wouldn't be easy to get a job.
So what kind of work was available to you? What work did you do at night?
Oh, at that time I was a postwoman. not because I wanted to, but because I had to, and that's all that was there for me to do at that time.
What about people around you?
There was a lot of people out of jobs, quite a few, tremendous lot of people out of jobs at that time. You had the odd few, maybe a handful or so, who did have jobs. Others turned to criminality, some others just bared it. But yeah, it was bad, it was hard.
What did you think of the riots that happened recently in 2011?
Well, it was kids. It shocked me because it was just kids. It wasn't adults, it was kids. And it really scared me, that one, because when I looked at the news readers saying, oh, parents who's got their kids, find out where your kids are and tell them to come home. I found that a bit funny, but serious at the same time, because I realized a lot of parents that day were phoning for their kids. Some of the kids you did caught on camera, stealing, taking things from shops, stuff like that. But it was scary. That's all I could say. It was scary.
Did you think there was any justification in your action?
Well, some part of it, yes. Some part of it, no.
What parts?
Well, if you got caught, there was a justification. If you didn't, then nothing was done. Nothing was done. Nobody was arrested. Nobody got in trouble. Nothing.
I think what I was after is that you think you had justification in rioting, given that what had happened to trigger it off. Remember somebody...
Sorry, say that again for me.
A young man got
Shot
and killed by the police.
Yeah.
Which triggered off that riot.
The riot. Yeah. As I said, I wasn't here, but yes, it is sad.
2011 you were here, wasn't it?
2011.
That riot.
Yes,
I
2011.
would say that's what triggered it off.
Yes.
I would say, do you think young people had...
a riot.
You know,
I believe they did. I believe they did. Because they didn't get a reasonable explanation, did they? Nobody did at that time.
How old were you when you left Battersea?
I was about 14, 15.
So what did you, when you lived in Battersea as a kid, like what sort of stuff did you do for your social time? Like what
We went to youth clubs, as I said, venture playgrounds, stuff like that. But as a kid, our problem was the teddy boys, teddy girls.
So you found it hard to go out on the street and
Of
play
course,
and stuff?
of course. Because, I mean, the moment we're out, we didn't even get far down the road. We saw them coming and we were a target for them. We had to just scream, shout, run anywhere we could get shelter or for our next adult to protect us.
Yeah. Did you were you into music, and if so, what sort of music did you like?
Yeah, I was young still, so we were mostly churchgoers in my family. So until a later age, as I said, it was my bigger brothers and sisters who went to the parties. They would take me along with them now and then, once in a blue moon. So as I said, the love of music came through my brothers and my sisters who took me to parties to let me understand it, yeah.
And what music was it? What sort
Reggae music, yeah, a bit of soul, stuff like that, yeah.
Which artist and what album do you remember?
Back in those days, it was all Ken Booth, yeah.
Do you remember your house in Battersea? Like, what sort of house was it?
Yeah, we were in a council house. I mean, it was a council estate anyway, but we were mixed. There were blacks, there were white, but we were all on the same level. So to us as kids, we still played out, still ran about, but when trouble came, it was a different thing. Everybody segregated.
And can you describe your house, like what you remember of it?
Oh, York Road. Who knows York Road? Everybody knows York Road, yes. Yeah, it was a nice little estate. Kids united more, played together more. We hardly fought. That was the nicest thing about it. We argued, but that's it. We would see each other the next day, hi, but we wouldn't be friends. We'd just say hi and then we've gone. But today it's like malice is forever.
What like was it a flat or a house? How many bedrooms did it have, and how many of you lived there?
There was a 3-bedroom flat. There was about 7 of us living there, including mum and dad. Quite tight squeeze for the girls, because we all had to cluster up together. Yeah, until my sister got pregnant, moved out. Yeah, a bit more space, but yeah, it was clustered. But I mean, I think it was good times. Better than now. I'm not gonna lie. It was poorer, less stuff and all that. But I think we coped, or we didn't know what was what, or upgrade and all that rubbish. Not rubbish, but yeah, we got on, and we had good times. We had good times, even though it was poor, it was rough, it was dangerous, but yeah, we were good. We were good.
What led to you going back to Jamaica? What was the reason for that?
My grandmother, my mum wanted to spend the last of her days with her, look after her before saying goodbye, and that's what it was, an adult's.
How did you find the sort of change going from living in London to living in Jamaica?
Very horrible. Very horrible, because really and truly you got to adapt. I don't regret it, because I've learned quite a lot from it. But yeah, you have to adapt, and if you're not used to something, you've got to adapt, or you go under.
And what about when you came back? What about the reverse?
Yeah, coming back was good. It was good, luxury. Yeah, luxury, yeah, and still learning to adapt again, but a different way.
And in what way then?
A better way, for better. Yeah, I mean, there it was for better, but you either learn to adapt or you don't. You get it or you don't get it, yeah.
And when you moved back, did you move back to the same bit of London? And
Yeah, I moved back to Battersea, but I moved to Battersea Bridge this time, where my sister lives, so yeah, it was easier.
Okay. Anyone?
How did you get your job with the post office?
How did I get my job? I think I had my brother or my sister's mate was working there, and I had a little contact, filled the application in, and did it.
What was the post office like to work for?
I enjoy it. I quite enjoy it, especially the outdoors in the summer when I do, not the winter. But yeah, it was good. It was good. You meet people, you get to know people, you hear other people's side of their story. At least you know you're not the only one in it.